Greetings, Rommies, and welcome to RumRom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and, sadly, to almost the last race of the ASRC Russell Cup driving Clios today on Ricardo Tormo in Valencia. I'm, as always, not alone, but with my wonderful buddy Ike. How are ya?
I am doing so much better now that we're all in the server and watching these incredible little monsters circulate on their opening laps of qualifying. As per usual, our Factor 2 is fighting us tonight to get this broadcast out to you, as well as the race getting going at all. But how are you doing, Serta?
I'm fine. I only spent 10 minutes trying to convince our Factor 2 to find the server where everybody else was, including you. But now I'm fine. I'm relaxed. I am about to see 3 great races. I'm pretty sure about that. And we are in a track that I don't know very well and that you just told me hate with a vengeance.
So I have history with Circuit Ricardo Tormo. I took part in a multi-class race many moons ago now, and this track, for those of you who don't know, doesn't have any track limits enforced, or didn't at the time for sure. So there were many a penalty handed out after the race. And on top of that, it seemed that every time I drove from corner 2 down to corner 3, it would lock up on me. And obviously, when you're in a Cadillac DPI trying to lap GT3 cars, it's not a good time. Seems to be working all right for now with these wonderful Clios. So hopefully we'll be able to keep everything stable for the time being. But yes. Ricardo Tormo, very much known for being a MotoGP track. Also, as Mr. Challenger said in the Discord just before the race, where Formula E does their promotional running, which is interesting. I've always wondered where they do those runs for Formula E, because they put tyres out in the middle of the straight and things like that as well. But knowing that it's here is once again fascinating. I think it was down the start-finish straight, down where Clio is at the moment, that they normally put a chicane to limit the top speed that they have to take down this very nice long start-finish straight, where the draft will very much be in effect for these Clio Cup cars.
Personally, I'm indifferent to Ricardo Tormo. I've never raced here, but one thing that I like, if you check the names of the curve, first of all, corner 7, it's called Angel Nieto, and not many people know Angel Nieto, which is sad. But Angel Nieto was a motorbike driver, incredibly famous in Spain. But not only in Spain, Angel Nieto won 90 races in international motorbike, and 13 World Cups.
Good
or
grief.
as he called it, 12 plus 1. 90 races is something that only Valentino Rossi, many years after that, was able to equal. And when he did, Angel Nieto was there. He took Rossi's bike, and Rossi and him made a lap, and Rossi was having a flag that said 90 plus 90. So you can imagine,
nice.
if Rossi had prepared a flag like that, how famous Angel Nieto for people like Valentino Rossi was.
Absolutely. And this track is full of those little secrets like that. Lots of beautiful little touches throughout history. As I say, it's a personal grudge that I have. The track itself is fantastic. Sector 1 is very much a fairly, what would be the expression? Formula 1 would feel very at home here. But Sector 2, Sector 3 become an absolute roller coaster, similar to the Portuguese track of. You see, now that name's gone completely out of my head.
I know which one you.
Where they took the
mean.
WEC and Formula One.
Yeah. Great. Now I'm the one also having a senior moment. I know which one, which is fantastic. The one that goes up and down and left and right.
Portimao.
And exactly, Portimao.
That was terrible. I can't believe I got that wrong.
Yeah,
but yes,
and me, Portimao being one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, so, well, it's one of mine as well. It's an absolutely incredible track. I've always, it doesn't matter what sim it's in or what I'm driving, it's always been an incredible track to tackle and for. Not that we promote other YouTube content all that often, but if you haven't, there is a video many years ago now of the 3 hypercars, the Ferrari, Porsche, and McLaren, where Chris Harris takes them around Portimao, and that isn't a YouTube video, it's art. And if you haven't seen it, you owe it to yourself to watch it. Chris Harris's presentation skills are second to none. The camera work is second to none, and the cars and the track just lend themselves wonderfully. That's, of course, a side point.
Coming back to this championship, it's almost a close championship already, as if Gazprom is able to do 22 points altogether, there is no mathematical way that Marc Carol, who I don't see by the way, that Marc Carol is going to win. Marc Carol, I suppose, is again on a real life racing, which of course we envy to no end. If Gazprom, who next week is not going to be able to participate, clinches 22 points, he will have won already.
Absolutely astonishing. Fantastic drive from Gasper. And again, picture of consistency that we're seeing from Gasper, as we have throughout the whole season. Just a litter of seconds and firsts throughout the season. Really playing the tactical game. And currently sitting in second position. Second, which is further back than I thought he'd be. But Jakub Kowalski has pulled an absolutely incredible...
Second by 0.002 of a second.
Yeah, I think he can do better. I think there's more time in the car, really.
Like, really? 2,000? Come on.
Absolutely.
Get a grip.
So, Jakub Kowalski is currently sitting provisional pole for the feature race, but once again, if you have not experienced this incredible championship before, you will know that the qualifying only sets the final feature race for the first sprint race of 5 laps, which I think is going to be a wonderful 5 laps of this circuit. It is currently Matti Solar in 10th position with that prime seat. Where is he? He has actually quite a bit of space around him, more than I was expecting. So, no, Andrijasevic behind is threatening for that provisional pole position by 0.09 of a second. So there is still a lot of risk for Andrijasevic. Not to mention Biraud, who has had moments of brilliance through the course of this championship, is also yet to set a time. I feel as though there may actually be track limits enforced on this track now as we come down to the end of qualifying.
So I'm not seeing any penalties because of track limits, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, there won't be any penalties in this session. It will be times being disallowed and things like that, which the only thing that we would see is the time not showing up.
Oh, Matti Solar has been pushed from 10th into 11th.
Yeah. Andrijasevic only had to find 900ths of a second, and in the end, it looks as though he's found nigh on 3/10 in the end. So, good drive for Andrijasevic, and secured in the dying moments that provisional pole position. We are coming back to the pit lane. I think everybody else has got their laps out of the way. I think that's fair to say. Silvestre is still circulating, as is Kalea. Kalea goes to the top.
Pushing Kowalski to second and Mrak to third.
Yep.
That's surprising. Not because Kalea is not a good driver, but because normally Mrak is there.
Yeah, so Gasper Mrak, in practice, got a 1 minute 50.500 to the 10th half a second through the 1 minute 50s. So that's an optimal track time. For Kalea to get that close and for Mrak to be that far off to the tune of 2/10 goes to show just how quick that lap was for Kalea. And Biraud will come into the pits last of all. 16th position, but his racecraft is Biraud's strong point. So, a brief reprieve to catch our breath, or in the driver's case, warm up.
The warm up? While the server is set up the way that it should be. And by the way, if you like these cars, we may have a surprise. Don't miss the news on Sunday. And don't miss one of our videos that's gonna come next week.
Oh, tantalizing.
Saying more, but let's put it this way. The possibilities of driving this mod are gonna be expanding.
I don't know how they let you get away with this, Serta. Teasing us like that.
Listen to the news on Sunday. Watch the video on. I hope I'll have it ready for Wednesday.
Perfect. There you go. You heard it here first.
Whoa, that's... Who are we watching? Silvestre was very, very much off track there.
Yeah, interesting that they're fighting in warm-up.
Yeah, well, they're training for what they're gonna do later.
Well, absolutely. I'm just watching the view that you've got. Yeah, Silvestre is really hunting for the head of this pack.
I think he's just checking if his racing line is really up for racing.
Yeah. And it seems so.
It looks quite good. It looks really like
he's getting
using all of the track.
And he's getting a lot of traction as well. That's one of the things with these front-wheel drive cars is that you are very traction limited.
What?
Yeah. Oh!
He lost traction.
He definitely lost traction. How did that happen?
That was across the curbs. I changed the cockpit the minute that he went.
That was Silvestre. Hold on. Ah, the curbs on the inside. Yes. So on the inside of that corner at corner 12, Championeros, if you get it, there we go, as we saw again on board with... Actually, who are we on board with? Yeah, with Schaefer. So Schaefer just caught the raised curbing on the inside of turn 12. And if you hit that as Silvestre did, if you turn in too early, it's one of the unique challenges of this track. it will lift the inside wheel up, and if you're not on top of it, it's going to cause you issues, as happened for Raul Silvestri. I dare say that's not going to be the last car that we see up on two wheels from turn 12. Yes. That's all we know. So we can't tell you more at the moment. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering this Schaefer's going to be someone to keep an eye on to see how, because we've got a lot of drivers here who are well aware of the format and how these things are meant to go. Um, Tim Schafer is new to the process, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the sprint races for sure. 152.3 for his warm up lap. It's certainly fast. I think we could well see him through the top 10 throughout this evening. I could well imagine. Mm. Oh, that's what racing is about. Yep. Yeah, I could well see that coming. So, first race of the evening, we have a warm up lap and 5 laps of this Ricardo Tormo circuit coming right up just as soon as the session loads. Because obviously that's the thing that takes the most time. There we go. That's what we were waiting for.
And we have the first ones getting set up.
German Gantar in 4th position. That's going to be an interesting race for Gasper Marak to try and make his way towards the front. He has been really, really hard to pass at times.
Whoops. No, I was thinking that Andrijasevic was too far at the front, but it doesn't matter because it's not yet the start of the race.
Yeah, just need to get around this formation lap, get the heat in the tyres, get the heat in the brakes, which is going to be the key thing here, is having the confidence in your brakes in not necessarily towards turn 1. Turn 1 is going to be fairly light as far as the braking is concerned. It's turn 2 when they get up towards the top of the hill, up at Duan. They've got to be brave as they can get, but also as sensible as they can be, especially on lap 1. And away they go.
Well, for the warm-up lap. Oh, Ivashkin on pit? What? That?
So
is he maybe the commentator for the...
Did Ivashkin have a quali ban? Hold on. Ivashkin. No, there's no.
No, I think he's the commentator for, I think, the Russian-spoken broadcast or
I see.
something like that. But he could come in as spectator. I don't understand.
Yep. Yeah, I don't understand that. Oh well. Unless he doesn't know how to.
But, okay.
I tell you what, Andrijasevic is running this at quite a lick of pace. I wonder why he's leaving such a big gap. Why the rest of the field, perhaps in the form of Paletti, is taking it so much easier.
Well, he is trying to already think about racing, and the others are like, "Yeah, we're gonna race in a minute."
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is that they are trackside. There we go. It's not as bad as it looks, but there's a couple of people. Kalea leaving a big old gap as well. Not excessive, let me say that. Not excessive by any stretch of the imagination. Just a little bit more than you would want as a leader. Your stream's paused.
Hmm? Oh, we don't have any paused stream.
No. In Discord. That's weird.
Oh
well. It's alright. I can see the action from my screen. This is the reason why we have 2 spectators.
Yeah. And there we go. Andrijasevic, Lopez Garcia, Poletti. Oh, Poletti takes 3rd position.
Very clean off of the start line. That's fantastic to see as they come in towards turn 1. This is eminent bravery for all of the drivers.
Nice.
Really clean. Super clean there. That was fantastic. Well done to all concerned. It's a big dive, perhaps by accident, from, what was that? The number 1 car. of Kowalski, I think.
Hey, Lopez Garcia going sideways, but not losing the position yet.
Perfect. You can't pass a car that's sideways across the track. I think you'll find they're a little bit wide.
Lopez Garcia, this is not Dorifto.
No, the 79 of Kalea just got a little touch coming through turn 6, and again the 88 car trying to go for a place up the inside as Matty Solar missed out on his provisional pole position and also missing out on some positions now, driving a little bit too hard up the inside of Kalea. That's never going to fly.
Andrijasevic keeps the first position quite well. Mrak on fourth, but we've seen that. We've seen Mrak taking his time. He goes on the inside, but nope. He's careful. He knows when to dig to get, and he only needs 22 points, so he doesn't have to force everything and force the first position on anything. He just has to collect enough points.
Yeah, so he's made his life a little bit more difficult as someone goes very wide. That's the 64 car of Ralph Silvestre going right into the pit lane, trying to get a little bit more corner speed.
Who goes wide there?
53 car. That'll be Pablo Lopez
Garcia. Oh, and Mrak therefore gets into third position without even having to try.
And this is the reason why patience, even in these sprint races, is a virtue. 53 car now a cork in a bottle with the 2 car just ahead. Is that the 2 car or the 1 car? Now the wrong side. 53 car goes back up the inside, gets a push from behind by the 64 car. That's going to push him out wide, and now it's going to be 1 versus 64, and all 3 of them end up off the track.
But they continue driving.
Front-wheel drive cars, that's the perfect incident to have, because all you do is you turn left and apply the throttle, and the car will fix itself, and you'll be back on the straight and narrow in no time at all.
And these drivers have enough experience with this car already.
Absolutely. One of the few cars that the answer isn't always to just lock the diff and hope. Under power, these cars, you need to have that mobility in the front axle. You want to get the power down. You don't want to spin the inside wheels, which is a real risk with these cars. But you also need to have that pliability, especially through Sector 3 of this track. Is that
looking at the inside?
Yeah.
But Mrak looking even more at the inside, 3 wide. And Mrak lets patience. Yeah.
But now he's under pressure for that 4th position from Paletti. Goes defensive. Paletti thinks better of it. Goes to the outside, back to the racing line. He's going to try and use the exit speed to make the difference, but it's not going to happen. There's too many corners coming up for him to actually drive home the advantage that the racing line gives there. And now back up the inside, the 89 car gets to the apex quicker. That car is working for the championship leader as they almost go 3 wide once again. A swap back for Paletti there for the apex, and now he's got the front of the car wedged inside, but the 89 has the drive again and will able to look up the inside of Andrijasevic. No, doesn't have the drive. Tucks back up underneath, and now the 79 car of Kalea, who was so much further back just now.
And gets into second position.
There we go. Oh, I heard a big crash in the background. That is...
Yes.
Who is that?
Somebody flying around.
Is that... Oh, hang on. Once again, I really wish that we could have multiple cameras. So that was Nick Stepanenko.
Yes. Oh, hey, and another one flying. What the heck are they doing?
Who was that? No, that was at turn 12. That was just the big curbs on the inside catching him out.
Again, we saw that already.
We saw that. Yeah, I think Stepanenko has got that's a wheel off the car for the 53.
Eesh.
Who is Pablo Lopez Garcia?
Oh no.
Was it a simple cut of the track? Oh, he did. He went for it there. Oh, he was on his side before he even got. He was on his side before he even got off the racing surface, and then dug into the gravel, and it was the tarmac of the national circuit that ended up flipping the car and removing the rear left wheel. Big crash for Lopez Garcia. Hopefully he's all right. This may be sim racing. That doesn't mean that the damage that can be caused by these incredibly strong direct drive wheels that drivers are running with now can't cause a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. If there was one point where you
Derman Gantar under pressure in the 11 car gets pushed from behind by the 60 of Tim Schaefer. Under pressure in the middle of the pack here. Sorry, I saw the positions changing.
No worries.
But once again, Schaefer really is showing the best of his mettle at the moment. Up behind Kowalski in the number 1 car, up towards Notorious turn 12. Don't cut the corner too much. Perfectly executed. Now, once again, this is really interesting. So, Schaefer has no real skin in any of the championship here, using all of the track and a little bit more out of the final corner to try and maximize the exit speed. But Schaefer currently sitting in a provisional 3rd position.
For the next race.
Absolutely. For the second sprint race, there is a very distinct possibility of taking a pole position for the second race if he drops back. So it's not actually that bad if he falls back. Andrija Sevic as well has fallen back behind this fight as well. So trying to give himself another opportunity at the head of the field to try and score some points. It looks as though Andrija Sevic actually has got quite a bit of understeer there. Quite understandable. Final lap of the race then. As we're already there. Up across the top of the circuit, your leader, Carlos Abezanda, breaks in towards Martinez corner. Runs really, really wide there just to try and get as late an apex as possible to keep the speed up. One of those things that you only see in these Clio Cup cars. Back down towards the hill. Mrak, 5 points towards the 22 that he needs to score this evening to be able to clinch that crown. And you have to wonder if it's only a matter of time.
I don't think he's fighting for first. He takes what he gets. Oh,
he's taking what
white.
He's given. He's taking what he's given, and if there was one more lap, you would have to suggest that there may have been a first position on offer there. In the end, Carlos Abezanda will take the win and the 7 points from the sprint race. Gasper Mrak, second. Hiro Kalea got all the way up to 3rd position. Brilliant display for the 79 car. Nicolas Paletti, 4th. Really good showing for him. Raul Silvestre, 5th. 6th will be Tim Schaefer. Again, excellent display and points in Tim Schaefer's first race with ASRC. Jakub Kowalski will finish 7th. 8th will be Derman Gantar. 9th will be Inevan Andrasevic. And 10th and pole position for the second race will be Klemen Sejusak. Evening, Nick. Rolled over the roof after a collision with the cones. Yeah, we saw that. We saw your car breakdancing in the background. Was it fun? How are your hands? Do you have a wheel that is capable of injury? Just to finish out the rest of the grid then, Matti Solar will start 11th in the next race and will finish here in 11th position. Vladislav Zenkov in 12th. 13th will be Rodolf Birald. Marcin Solowoski in 14th. Damian Dolanec in 15th. Darren Wallace in 16th. Nick Stepanenko, the first of our DNFs, I think, in the number 2 car. Pablo Lopez Garcia with a fiery exit from the race. And Pavel Vashkin, we believe, is commentating, so not contributing towards the timing screens. So as the drivers come round, we will have a 5-minute warm-up cooldown, whichever is appropriate for the space. And poor Nick is going to set his fingers alight once again as he tries to prepare the race server for the second race of this evening. So how was that for you, Serta?
Fun as always. I like this twice 5 laps where they have to sprint, and then the 25 minutes where they can take it more slow. They can have a completely different strategy in their race, and it's impressive that Mrak was able to make second once again. He just bids his time, he waits for whatever happens. And as it's always said, it's better to be consistent than to be the fastest, and Mrak is fast and consistent and patient, so that's what you need to be when you're a good driver.
Speaking of consistent, I had a race just last night where I was praised for my consistency across 60 minutes on the same set of tyres. It's in GT3.
Wait, 60 minutes with the same tyres on GT3?
Yep.
Man, not much left of the tyres after 1 hour.
So they fell off the cliff 3 laps from the end.
Yeah.
And by the cliff, I mean I had to move my braking point back by nigh on 25 meters. It was a challenging end with a car on 20-minute-old tires breathing down my neck. It was good fun.
Yeah. Which track?
Indianapolis road course.
Oh, nice. Of course, the Roval.
Yes, yeah, where you go the wrong way down the Brickyard. Absolutely incredible circuit, and it has that Daytona thing to it. For anyone who's driven Daytona,
I like it more than Daytona, I gotta say.
I think that they tried to do a bit too much with Indy. I don't think they needed to work as hard as they did on the layout. However,
which sim was it?
ACC.
Yeah, okay. That layout in ACC, it's more convoluted than, for example, the layout in R Factor 2.
Yeah, you like the IndyCar chicane.
Yeah.
No, that I'll agree with. Yeah, I think that. So Daytona has, to my mind, a lot more legacy and a lot more intrigue when it comes to the actual track layout. It's a very simple looking layout, but it becomes complicated when you're driving it. Not least of which the transition onto and off of the oval.
Yeah.
Whereas Indianapolis is just a nice place to drive.
And the ovals are more steep in Indianapolis.
No, I think Daytona has a higher angle actually.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I was thinking Daytona and saying Indianapolis. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes, so the transition up onto the banking at Indianapolis is not anywhere near as difficult or complicated as it is at Daytona. But both tracks have their. I'm not going to say no to driving either of them. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And in a car that is as responsive and fun to drive as the McLaren 720S. Oh boy. Put me in a DPI though. That's much more fun. If you haven't, again, it's another one of those things that if you haven't run one of the DPIs, especially in R-Factor 2, you owe it to yourself to grab one of the ones off the Steam Workshop, grab Daytona, and run a couple of laps, because it is absolutely wonderful, and even in the wet has so much challenge and so much reward from driving around it, basically. Raul Silvestre taking himself for another cartwheel across the gravel at turn 12. Well, we know he's not running a 25 Newton meter direct drive wheel.
Not. Oh, DPIs on Daytona. Go Automobilista too.
Oh, wait, what? They have DPIs? They do have DPIs.
They have DPIs.
Oh, that's... Well, now I have something on my to-do list. Thank you, Serta.
Glad to be of service. Oh, speaking about Automobilista 2, the Automobilista 2 Community Cup is being prepared as we speak. So we expect that to start soon-ish, like give it a couple of months. So we're going to go back to the Automobilista 2 Community Cup quite soon. It's being worked upon, and yes, season 2 of the AMS2CC, which brought us so much fun. We don't expect many things to change. We expect most of the same teams to be there, but as Reza has put more most of the tracks now that are in Automobilista 2 accept at least 24 drivers, and many even 36, because Reza's been working on that. So they are seeing to it that they expand the number of communities that are allowed to race there, and they're going to reduce it, we expect, from 4 drivers per team to 2 or 3 drivers per team. So we're going to see more teams, but as far as I know, it's going to be, again, each team chooses one series of cars and one track, and therefore we're going to see everything mixed together. And as with 1.5 Rallycross comes into Automobilista 2, I severely hope that one of the communities is going to choose Rallycross as their favorite.
Serta, if I can get Logistical Nightmare to enter, I can put money on them choosing a Rallycross track.
So yeah, we are for sure gonna be continuing showing you races of the ASRC. Of course, next week, but which is gonna be the last race of this series, but even after that they have one off and they have the next series, and we are going to be showing you the Automobilista 2 Community Cup, because that was tons of fun. So yeah, if you like races, if you like sim racing, of course Rom is the place to be,
as always. But for now, we're at it again. Those 5 minutes go by so quickly, didn't they?
Yep. I so much hope that the Adrenaline Pack DLC of Automobilista 2 is at last gonna bring the Stadium Super Trucks.
Oh, Stadium Super Trucks on dirt.
Well, that I don't know, but iRacing has something similar, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the problem, so the tricky thing about gravel is that you want the suspension to be quite stiff normally.
Mm-hmm.
Like suspicious, like normally you wouldn't think it, but you want the suspension to be stiff so the tires dig through the gravel.
Yep. And
What's
that's
the
one
stiffest?
thing. That's one thing that they don't have.
Right? It would be the slowest, most sideways rallycross you've ever seen.
Yeah. And then jump and landing on the gravel. Way.
Oh, you'd jump and bounce. You'd end up having 2 jumps.
But yeah, I do very much hope, because I'm gonna be crap driving them as I was crap driving them on Automobilista 1, but with my DD, with the physics that Automobilista 2 got on 1.4, which are gonna be even better on 1.5, and on VR, it's gonna be a blast.
Oh, absolutely. I would need to put my round wheel back on for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, could you imagine just setting up like a 3-hour practice session and getting all the patrons in?
Boinky, boinky, boinky. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
That would be fun.
Another candidate for a gaming evening. As if we need more of a list.
Yeah. Can we have
more hours?
Yeah. Like,
tell me about it.
32-hour days or something like that.
32-hour days would be just about perfect. Enough time, and we can't work any more hours. We need to. Do you know what? I found a post. There was a thing on Facebook the other day. That said the right work balance is 4 hours working, 4 hours doing what you enjoy, and 8 hours sleeping. I can't argue with that.
8 hours sleeping? Who needs that much?
Young people, apparently.
I never needed, even when I was young. But we are about to start with Sedusak, Andrijasevic, and Gunter. 1 to 3. Rack on 9th. Let's see where he ends this 5-lap race. And go!
That was a really short hold this time. A couple
Wallace
of people
got a penalty.
Who has?
Wallace.
Oh, I thought that was a very, very quick hold. Someone's being forced off the track on the inside. What is going on there?
Mrak? Was it Mrak?
I think it was, Hold on.
A little bit of argy-bargy.
Somebody. That's a lot of argy-bargy. Hang on just a second.
Who got turned around there?
Yeah, give me a second. So there was a green car 42, I think, that was turned around. I'm just trying to get to... Yes, so it was Mrak being pushed to the inside by Paletti.
Oops.
So Paletti leaving absolutely no room on the inside. And then... And then who was it that got forced off? 91 car. Yeah, 91 car just kind of made contact of Abizander. Carlos Abizander falls to the back of the field.
Meanwhile, Jakub Kowalski got on the inside and got the first position, but Silvestre is trying to get that first position. Nope. Kowalski stays on first, Silvestre second, Calleja third. Kaspar Mrak is on 8th already.
I believe that's about where he started. That was a really nice line from Calleja there.
Well, no, he started 9th.
Oh, he started 9th, yeah. But being pushed all the way onto the grass, we'll see if that can rattle him.
Whee!
Oh, I heard that.
Cones flying around. Yep.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, man, this is...
Oh, is this
a lot going on there?
It was the cones. That was just the cones.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's all right.
Kowalski trying to keep the first position, but Silvestri taking the outer line. I don't think Silvestri is going to be able to be fast enough. Of course, he's making himself noticed, and Kowalski goes wide. Can Silvestri profit? He's got the inside line now. And yes, he gets first. Kowalski is not relenting. Why should he?
He's not giving up, though, coming down in towards turns 3 and 4, but he's got the 79 of Calea on the outside as well, so he's got to think about that and leaving space there. That's going to give the 64 car just enough space to clear onto the racing line, but now Kowalski needs to think defensively against Calea, who's got the brake performance against the sister car, and
he's
that,
getting it.
It's going to be all she wrote.
Calleja has now the inside, so he establishes himself on second. By the way, Mrak already on fifth.
There we go. That's what we were expecting. And now Domen Gantar is next to try and take on Jakub Kowalski. Really, really wide line there. Is that Silvestri making a mistake? And now side by side, coming up towards the notorious turn 12s. Got to be super careful, right and left. Calleja gets up the inside, all 4 wheels off the ground through turn 12. And that is the height of bravery. I wonder if he's going to get a corner cut for that. But, I mean, it's a sacrifice worth making as Kowalski goes around the outside, back up to second for the number 1 car.
And he was on fourth, now he's on second.
And defensive goes...
Calleja incredibly defensive.
Calleja. You don't need to do that. The straight's not that long.
Yeah, still.
11 car looking up the inside in towards turn 1. Space is not given. But once again, Domen Gantar has Gasper Mrak as a rear gunner. Is he going to look up the inside? No fight from the teammate. No, of course not. They're still side by side. And for, I think, the first time, Gasper Mrak has to give up on an overtake. The yellow and black of Yera Calleja leads them then up the hill towards turn 6. Angel Nieto. I can't pronounce these words.
Angel Nieto.
Nieto. It was Nieto. Cool. And will hold them off for the time being. It's a really difficult thing in these Clios because you have the draft of the car in front, but as soon as you go out of the draft, it all goes, and all of that straight line advantage that you had over the car in front just vanishes. Wider line there for Kowalski, trying to get a later apex in towards here, but the 79 of Calleja just has too much grip on that front axle, gets it into the apex and keeps it there behind.
What is interesting to see is Calleja is having a great racing line while driving defensively. Like
yeah,
you see he's defending and at the same time having a fantastic racing line. So wow.
Well, there's a saying in racing is that you only need to win one lap, and that's the last one, which we are rapidly approaching. However, there is an alternative suggestion. There's an alternative saying in endurance racing, which I think is what Calleja is using right here. And that is, you want to win in the slowest way possible. He only needs to be 1,000th of a second ahead of that number 1 car. And by the time we get to there, all he needs to do is keep the life in his tyres, keep the car behind him, because if Kowalski can't pass him, then neither can anyone else. Yep. And if no one else can, they need to get past Kowalski to get to him. And Kowalski's not going to give up that second place easily either. He's going to resort to defending before, so really, really head on shoulders driving from Yera Calleja here.
Absolutely, and he's leaving enough space, but closing the door well enough. That's impressive driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw impressive driving from Kowalski last week, as you may remember.
Yeah, so. Of course. And that's the thing is there's no low There's no poor drivers here. There's even the drivers who are slower have this racing ability. I think that what we've seen throughout the season is that the incidents that have occurred that have come out with positive or negative decisions have been complicated situations. Big bounce off the wall for Clemens Edgisak.
Calleja is gonna win. Very, very well earned. No?
Oh, final lap.
No,
really?
we are on the last lap.
We're approaching the final lap. So
I thought this was the last lap. But Rack making the fastest lap.
Yep. Showing a taste of his true speed, but Hiro Kalea only a tenth off of that with a 150.975 on his fastest lap. Further down the field, there is fights going on left and right. I dare say there may be post-race penalties coming in for Vladislav Zenkov, who put his nose up where it wasn't quite there wasn't room for it into turn 12, and has absolutely demolished Clemens Edgisak's race.
By the way, Team Schaefer on 7th.
Yep.
Again in the points.
In the points. No, just outside the points, I think. He's
it's
top
6. I thought it was top 7. Okay.
But if I remember correctly, it's top 6.
I'll go with your memory.
Yeah, because it was 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or something like that. I remember it was top 6 because it was old Formula 1 scoring. You know, the one that no one liked.
Yeah. Oh, and Calleja now has a good half a second out from Kowalski.
Could that be because Kowalski is having to drive defensively against Raul Silvestri, who's going to have a look up the inside? It's an almighty dive on the brakes. They come together. 64 car gets all hung up over the curbs on the inside. Oh, what? And
Silvestri, did he lose?
That looks like a wheel disconnection or something.
Yeah, something like that. Which puts Mrak on 3rd, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
But what happened there?
Not enough points are, unless, of course... Hang on. Just having a look at that. No, the wheel was still connected. That was Raul Silvestri getting very, very frustrated at the situation.
But
yeah, so the wheel was still connected, unless of course it was a hardware crash or something. The wheel was still moving.
I mean, okay, you don't do 3rd, you do 4th. That's still points. I mean, come on.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no reason to rage quit on 4th.
But to feel like you have the position and then get turned in on is not a good feeling. And yeah, Raul Silvestri will DNF. Yeah.
Oh.
So it was frustration. But as you say, promotes Gasper Rack to 3rd position.
And Schaefer to 6th? I
Unreal.
think, yes.
Yeah.
So he's done points in his 2 first races with the ASRC.
Wow. Who's writing this script? I think they need a raise.
Fun. As fun as all the Russell Cup has been until now.
Yeah, as I say, the racing in this championship has been absolutely exceptional. Putting 20 plus equally powered and talented cars against drivers of abilities within a couple of seconds of each other. You have to say that's and Tim Schaefer's still celebrating as well, as he should, taking points from the first 2 races in this format specifically is genuinely incredible work.
By the way, Next week we're at Alton Park.
Yes.
I know there are some people who hate it. I love it.
I don't know how you can not like Alton Park.
To each his own.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And these cars are going to play so well with it as well.
I mean, I personally cannot stand Nordschleife, and everyone else loves it.
I just know the Nordschleife.
Give me Bathurst every time of the day and forget Nordschleife. Like if we're talking impossible tracks, Bathurst.
Yep. I defy anybody to go flat over the top of the hill.
Or on Carousel.
Carousel?
Yeah, that's the chicane.
Oh,
the chicane is called Carousel.
What, the chicane at the Conrad Straight?
Let me check, but I thought that it was called Carousel.
I say you've got me questioning it now. The Chase, you mean?
Bathurst. No, not people. Plum. Ah.
Conrad Straight leads down into the Chase. Which again would be another incredible track to take these Clios to.
Huh.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Every single millisecond that you weren't on the throttle going up the hill, you could lose 5 places. Oh, why didn't we do that?
Next time. Next time.
Absolutely.
Oh, you go here and you go here. No, it's called the SS. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So in between Skyline and the Dipper. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that was called. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's coming down the hill. Yeah. No, that's not. That's a scary corner.
I like about Bathurst that it's straight, chaos, straight, so, chaos, straight.
Do you watch the do you watch the real life 12 hour?
Yeah.
So you'll be acutely familiar with the Audi drivers complaining about how they have no straight line speed because their car is so good over the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That they just get the BOP taken away from them, so they're just they're victims on every single straight.
Yeah, but those curves, the whole mountain thing. Oh my god,
the mountain in any car is a gift to. I think that's the reason why I think that's the reason why I prefer the Nordschleife is because it's kind of the mountain section of Bathurst for 12 kilometers, and then you have the Dottinghoe.
Okay.
But there is a mysticism about that as well, though.
Yeah, I think nowadays Nordschleife is beloved because Nordschleife is beloved.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it has become so normalized and so mainstream that the magic of it is starting to be lost in the eyes of racers for sure.
On the other hand, it was part of the F1 circuit, so I can't just not fathom driving a Formula One on that track. Like, yikes!
The biggest problem as far as to my mind, as far as that's concerned, is the keeping the tires warm. Because the tires are only going to work once you've got them up to temperature. And
Well,
if
as
you,
Niki Lauda, he was able to keep the tires warm and everything else.
yeah, but that was in the 70s.
No, I was doing a dark joke here.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, well done. I didn't get that one. No, because with modern Formula One cars, the tires don't perform if they're not up to temperature. And with the long, blind straights that you have to navigate to get from corner to corner, those tires are not going to stay warm. It doesn't matter how much downforce you put through the car, they're not going to stay warm. And then once you've got, it's the Richard Hammond thing of once you lose the brakes and the tires, you can't get it back. So you're kind of stuck in this no man's land of not being able to get heat in the tires and the brakes, but also not being able to drive fast enough to generate the heat either. So I don't think that the F1 would work at all around the Nordschleife now, even if they did smooth out all the bumps.
So, can you take out your pen and tell me how many points Mrak needs now to win?
Finished third, didn't he?
He finished second and third, if I remember correctly.
Yes, so that's 9 points he's scored, which means that he needs to score a grand total of 13 points to win the championship overall tonight.
Which is position 8?
Yeah, I want to say, because I think it goes to 40. The feature race is the one that I don't remember.
He even doesn't have to really fight.
He can stay in third position and win.
For example, yeah.
Yep. He can stay in third position and still take the championship this evening. I think it's fair. That's a where are we? Points. Nope. Regulations. That's what I was looking for.
That's how somebody trying to find the points in the ruled sounds.
I was going to say I have severely upset my computer apparently by asking it to open a docx file.
Whoops.
I don't know why though.
Maybe check the ASRC Discord.
Yeah, the points are in a regulations document.
Yeah, but the Discord has also the regulations, I think, in plain text.
Oh yeah, so it does. First, second, third, fourth. So he can only go as far as fourth. And I was correct. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the sprint races.
Okay.
So yeah, he can finish as low as fourth and seal the championship this evening.
Well, he won't be sealing it next week because he won't be able to take part.
Absolutely correct. So
he has to.
He has to seal it this week, or he needs to hope that the chasing pack of cars can't outscore him, because he is going to have his hands well and truly tied for the final round at Alton Park.
In any case, the drivers are setting themselves up. Kasper Mrak on third. Tim Schaefer on sixth. Lewis Pitts. Gunter on seventh.
And Gasper Rack, with not a lot of work to do, but enough to very seriously make him consider which moves he's making early on in this race.
Yeah, because he's got Calleja and Kowalski at front and Silvestre and Avizanda behind him. Gunter's also... Oops, who is...
Someone stalled.
Silvestre. Issues with the wheel?
Oh no.
Or the pedals?
No, he's in neutral. Engine's off.
Yeah.
His ignition's off. I wonder if he doesn't have a keybind to start the engine.
But he would have noticed by now, wouldn't he?
He should have, you would hope.
Oh, by the way, I have to... Remind me, I have to check out that I bind all the keys for Rennsport the way that I bind the other keys. Because I tried to be consistent. Yes?
He's gone! Silvestre's got it going.
Nice.
I don't think he had an engine start button bound. So he has bumped the car into life using R Factor 2's car pushing mechanic. Now that we this is going to be interesting as well. Raul Silvestre is going to have by far the warmest tires on the starting grid, because he's basically going to be circulating at racing pace at this point.
Yes.
Where's the rest of the field at? Oh no, he's going to yeah. Calleja is being very, very clever here and has slowed the pack right up to wait for Silvestre. Really, really clever. Once again, Hero Calleja driving with the utmost maturity at the head of this field. Where's Silvestre at now? He is just coming towards where the drivers were just now. It's not going to be a long hold. But major drama before we even start this feature race. But I think, oh man, just the absolute teamwork and common sense, and you almost wouldn't believe that this is sim racing.
We see Silvestre at the back. Trying to get there. I'm coming. Wait for me. And here he comes.
But the grid's only just filled up. He was only just off the back of this grid. Excellent. Everybody, well done.
Hopefully he gets it right now. Because here we go, and no! Again, Silvestre.
And is it going to be a... Oh, that's so unfortunate.
While at the front, they're going 3 wide. Kowalski, Mrak, and Calleja.
So much for Mrak taking it easy. He's going
for first.
He's going to hunt that win, and Calleja's on the brakes, still ahead.
Ooh.
Really, really sensible driving so far. Mrak has the lead.
So yeah, he's going to take it easy because he doesn't have to, yeah.
Further down the field, everybody is also being very, very sensible. Matti Sola and Andreas Sevic side by side coming up towards turn 6. And side-by-side contact will be the order of the day. Front-wheel drive cars, no harm, no foul. Has Silvestre got it running again? No, he's still stuck on the start line.
Oh.
Come on, Raul. He's got it rolling.
Yeah, I'm not reading anything on their
No,
Discord.
it's rolling. Now all he needs to do is jump start the car and get that car going. And he's going to go a lap down if he's not very careful. 7, 8 kilometers per hour. Is that going to be enough?
Kowalski almost losing control of the car and giving Avizanda an opportunity to overtake him.
And yellow flags.
Because
Drivers need to
Silvestre
be
is
aware of the stalled car on the inside. You would have to think that this would be a full course caution. Under normal circumstances, Calais to the inside in towards turn 1.
Had Silvestre DNF'd.
Yeah. Once you go a lap down, that's kind of the end of it. But Calais now has the inside in towards turn 2.
And he gets the first position.
Back into first for the pole sitter. What a race this is, or what an evening this has been for Hero Calais.
I wonder if Mrak knows that he only needs third position.
I guarantee, especially with the warm-up sessions that we have, you've got 5 minutes, and I'm pretty sure the only thing that Gasper's thinking about is, right, I got that, now what do I need to do? So the whole of the top 8 are just attached by a short shoestring this time. The fighting between Calais and Mrak has kept Kowalski in the fight. Abazanda too, with his dramas early on in the evening, is going to try and look to the inside for third position. This could be a boon for him as well. Plenty of points on the table, but Gasper doing everything he needs to do. As further down, 5 and the 17, Andriy Sevic and Vladislav Zenkov once again working as hard as they can to drive side by side. Nick Stepanenko up the inside now, coming in towards the final turn.
Eesh. And small love tap.
Yep, small love tap. Nothing wrong there. Vladislav Zenkov is driving like a man slightly possessed this evening as they spread out across the track. Stepanenko taking a very sensible line towards the outside. 47 of Andriy Sevic looks to the inside. This is going to be 3 cars into one. Doesn't go. Side on side contact. So fortunate to hit how they did. There's going to be damage on those cars, but all of them will survive, and Zenkov will retake that 10th position. And not last of the points paying positions. 6 points for 10th, goes all the way down to 15th. That was the one.
Looked, if this would have been Rallycross, it looked as if they were trying to get the Joker lap done. Meanwhile, at the top, things are tranquil. Callejon first, Mrak half a second away, Avizanda 1.5 seconds away from these two.
And Stepanenko tried to go on the outside. Vladislav Zenkov pushes him off the track. That's not something you do to the admin. That's going to get yourself looked at, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, on the other hand, Zenkov is also admin, so...
Oh, okay. So it's admin v admin at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're having a go just for the lulz.
That sounds about right. There have been in some very tense battles though through the course of this evening. Stepanenko less so, but Vladislav Zenkov has been in some very, very tense races. Stepanenko, I wonder if he has a run up the outside now as Zenkov goes defensive against Matti Sola. 3 wide, they come across the line.
Yeah, we're going
Stepanenko
wide again.
Stepanenko has the speed. I think he actually has enough speed to make it all the way past this time. Perfect. Number 2 car will take that 10th position. He looks as though he had a lot more speed in the car there, so let's see if the 2 car can draw a gap. Meanwhile, who is that? I think that's Tim Schafer. That is. Yeah, Schafer, fifth position. Fifth position
Yeah,
for the rookie driver. I say rookie. New to ASRC, but a
exactly.
big gap ahead of him. I dare say Domingantar is wanting that fifth away from him, but he's there on merit, and we've seen that 60 car pull some beautifully defensive maneuvers through the course of the evening.
I
For what it's
think
worth,
we're going to
I
be
can't
seeing more of Tim in the next ASRC
I
races.
sincerely hope so. His racecraft tonight has been absolutely sublime.
I think he's
and
having a blast.
I do hope that he's having a blast as well. Yeah, Tim, if you're watching post-race, please do leave us a comment and tell us how your first evening with the ASRC went. As he, again, like we saw with Kalea in the early race, just doing everything he needs to and not a minute more. Unfortunately, the 11 car had a little bit too much grip and a little bit too much pace now alongside, but he's got a slightly higher top speed. There we go. The position changes, but the racing line goes the way of the 60 car. Can he over and under that position back in towards the hairpin? I think it might be a little bit outside of his reach now.
And at the front, Mrak is trying to get the first position, but no, yeah,
doesn't have the drive.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Don't know yet. He's smelled blood. He's about to. Oh.
Yep. Now the thing is that with Mac, what he's going to want to do is try and make a clean overtake, a single stab and done. Doesn't want to slow himself or Kalea down to the point there they bring Abizander into the fight here, but he's now starting to muddy his blade. Taking that outside line is slowing him down, and the leader of Kalea, Carlos Abizander, then coming down towards turn 11. This is now a 3-car battle once again over the lead of this race. I dare say Kalea and Mrak both have a couple of tenths of advantage in outright pace, but they both need to play nicely together if they're going to keep their positions. On the brakes again into the final corner, you can see just how confident Mrak is with the car underneath him as he runs out right onto the curbs on the outside under braking. That's a terrifying thing to do here at Circuit Ricardo Tormo.
Paul Ricard Tormo, wait.
Paul Ricardo Tormo. Someone put my brain back in the right way, please. There we go. Big defensive moves now for Gaspar Mrak. He wants to keep the second position. The points are more important than the win, but he would dearly love if the opportunity presented itself to take the victory away from Kalea just to cement that championship win. There's no better way to win than to do it on the podium.
Well, he is on the podium right now.
Exactly. That's the main thing. That's why I think he's going for the moves that are available to him and where he sees that he's got a pace advantage. But I think he may have ever so slightly overheated his tyres. So settle back, get some air back underneath them.
Yeah, exactly.
And the
By
thing
the
is...
way, yeah, go ahead.
No,
not important. Go ahead.
Okay. So all I was going to say is the other thing that we were saying just now about how Mrak needs to create a space for himself to attack Kalea without having to worry about that 91 car on his tail. That could be part of his strategy as well. Just push Abizander back in a way that he can't pass. You can see now he's generated that space and now he's pushing towards the leader once again. And the 91 car, for whatever reason, just can't quite keep with him. So they come out onto the start-finish straight. We've got 13 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Right to the inside and back for Kalea. And now the hard work for Mrak begins anew. In towards turn 1 they come. The gap about equidistant. Abazander using a lot of track. Now, that could be clever, using more of the track than he needs to try and keep the heat out of the tyres, or he could be giving himself a lot. There is no sound from the game. Apparently there's no sound from the game. Hold, please. Or am I just talking too much?
Oh, whoa. And I don't know why. But true.
No, there is no... Oh, that's weird.
Hold on, please. R factor 2 being R factor 2.
Is that what it is? That's okay then.
No. I know why it is, but I cannot correct it because then R factor 2 moves to the wrong monitor.
Oh, no.
Blah. You continue commentating.
I was gonna say,
it's gonna go black for a moment. I fear.
So everything is as we left it. You have missed nothing so far. As far as the lead battle is concerned, Stepanenko has pulled away from the cars behind to a tune of about 1.5 seconds. That's just a Matti Solar. So that battle has sorted itself out. Zenkov now up behind Sokolowski and trying to gain that position. Looks to outside, side-by-side contact. Both of them get pushed way outside. And that is going to be the end of that. Gasparak still in second position. Herakalea putting up the drive of his life this evening in the Renault Clio Cup cars as they come down into turn 8 at Bernat Martinez. Safe driving as always.
So I hope that now the race sound is...
Yep. I think so, yeah. It's difficult.
Apologies about that.
I've got my own audio going as well. So, battle for the lead as close as when we left it. The rest of the field very much spacing out ever so slightly here. Stepanenko in 10th position and has remained there now. 4 seconds to behind the 37 car of Sejisak, but 1.7 seconds ahead of Matti Solar. And this leading battle will come into turn 1 once again. 9 minutes and 50 remaining. So this will be... Oh, as Gasparak looks to the outside, he's seen the opportunity this time. I don't think he's going to have the shops to get the traction on the outside of the corner. But again, these attacks, they're just getting a little bit... Dirty is the wrong word, but they're not clean overtakes, which is what Mrak needs right now. If he's going to take this win, he needs to do it in such a way that he doesn't open up the opportunity for Abazander to make an attack on him if the attack fails.
On the other hand, Calleja is too good a driver to...
My goodness, yeah.
To be overtaken like that. I mean,
big
he
dive
goes on the inside.
Big dive up the inside.
Well done.
After so much trust that has been gained that he wasn't going to make the attack there. Gasparak in a instinctive outbraking maneuver takes the lead of the race, and now the shoe is on the other foot for Calleja. Can he use all of that pace that has kept Gasparak at bay for so long in this race and get back that provisional victory? My goodness, that was over. This is what we were talking about, wasn't it? This is exactly what Gasparak needed. A quick, incisive move that no one was expecting. I was going to say that it's one of the better outbraking spots is into turn 8. I didn't think he was going to go for it because he hadn't gone for it the entire race. Obviously, Clio was thinking exactly the same thing.
And he feigned going on the outside, and then he took the shortcut.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
What a wonderful maneuver, and what great driving from all three.
Schaefer still in the thick of a battle here over 5th position. Doman Gantar has gotten ahead, but Nicholas Paletti cannot find a way around the Bumblebee yellow number 60 car. So once again, as we said earlier, new drivers coming to the ASRC all the time and fitting in like a duck to water.
We're glad that we showed Tim that there's something like the ASRC, and now he is taking part because he is really adding to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is... They could be... Kalea, if he's not careful, could lose out 2nd position to Abazander. I'm not seeing anything too close as yet. They're about 2/10 apart.
Zanda's coming nearer, but...
Yeah, they all have to stop for the final corner.
And let's not forget, it's 6 minutes to go, so they are not yet with the saber between their teeth.
Yeah, you only need to lead 1 lap, and if there's a position on offer, I think that Abazander may well have given up on the idea of winning this race. But
yeah, winning the race maybe, but not on the 2nd place.
Exactly. There's only 1 other position that he can go for right now, and again, he's seen that Kalea gets into the pattern, gets into the groove, as it were, of where the attacks are going to come from. So if he can find a place where he's close enough to make a surprise attack, Kalea won't be equipped to respond to it. Oh, Tim Paletti with Schaefer just ahead. Schaefer made the tiniest of mistakes, but Paletti's on the wrong side. Up the inside, side by side, they will come out onto turn 6 at the very top of the circuit. Bit of a wiggle there for Paletti, perhaps giving up the best of his tyres, but has the straight line speed to run side by side once again. And Pablo Lopez Garcia, a spectator in all of this, if these two were to come together, he would gladly take those 2 positions. Excellent driving once again by Tim Schaefer to keep Paletti, who is not the least aggressive driver. Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about this series. You see great driving on all positions.
Absolutely. Zenkov and Andreas Sevic and Stepanenko. I will just have a quick look to see how close they are. I don't think...
Not that close.
No, they're not. No. That's the other part of the problem here, is that the splits are... they show 3/10. So you think, oh, 3/10, that's close. No, these cars, they need to be a 10th apart before they're actually close. Speaking of, Paletti now, side by side, has got to the inside of the 60 car. Big braking moment for Tim Schaefer there. Holds it around the outside. A round of applause for Tim Schaefer there.
Yeah, but now he's on the outside, so...
Oh, of course.
I think he's going to lose that one.
Yeah, but to defend around the outside of turn 1 and keep it within track limits, we haven't seen that yet this evening.
But now he's got the inside?
Yeah, absolutely. but he can't get the drive off of the corner at Nico Terrell. And that will be 6th position going the way of Nicholas Paletti.
But still, he gave Paletti a run for his money.
Oh my goodness. As I say, we've not seen a single person successfully defend around the outside. And again, hats off to Paletti as well. He didn't push Tim off the track. He didn't take any liberties with the lines that he could take. That was a beautiful bit of aggressive and defensive driving.
Meanwhile, Mrak doesn't have it easy on his first position. Yeah, we saw Calleja flying a little bit.
Ooh, that is very, very close. It's a big look up the inside. There's this tiniest of overlaps, and Mrak knows that it's there. Sees the bright yellow car there. How can you miss it? But will run wide and take the straight line advantage that comes from running wide. Again, no track limits on this track, I don't think.
Doesn't look like it, no.
No, absolutely. But now the 79 car looks up towards the inside. They will rub front against rear wheel. This is Abizander's opportunity now.
No.
While they're distracted.
Right, but no.
He definitely went for it, didn't he?
So close. They're so close to each other.
And 3 entirely different lines coming through here. And once again, the overlap for the 79 car. And he's side by side up towards
he's on the outside.
6. But he's on the outside. We know that if they've looked after their tyres, they can have the grip. But it's the tiniest of touches. But can the 79 car hold the straight line advantage across the top? Poor Abizander in the background doesn't know which car to go with. To get the best advantage around the outside. There he's just ahead. 79 car will take it around the outside, use all the road and a little bit more on the tarmac on the outside, and will get that first position back again.
Oof.
Oh, and then outbrakes himself and gives Gasparak the opportunity back past. Oh my goodness, that's how hard these guys are pushing. Just because they're not the fastest cars on the track doesn't mean that these guys aren't pushing to within an inch of their life.
We have 1 minute to go.
This will be the final lap.
Yep.
This will be the final lap. Is this Calleja's big move for the win then?
Could very well be, but
Can
Mrak...
he hold... Now, I was going to say, Mrak has kept his habit of running a little bit wide. He's going to look up the inside. This is as tight as you're going to get. Super fair racing from both of them. 89 car tries to push you back, and Abizander goes around the outside to the lead. Both of them are so slow through the apex of the corner. Abizander will take the lead of the race.
And Calleja taking second. Mrak trying to retake second.
Trying to get back that cutback. Final lap of the race, everybody, and you thought that this was all over.
Mrak just locked up the brakes ever so slightly, but badly enough.
Oh, I think that Mrak's spirit is broken here.
Lost the apex. Sure.
Lost the apex at 5. Now
it could be the spirit, but it could be that the tires are gone.
It could also be that. Either his spirit or his tires are gone.
Yeah. And on the other hand, if he finishes third, he's won the championship.
Oh, totally. The battle here is for Calleja and Abizander. Abizander, who has been the utmost patient, and in the end, finally got a result from it, but is going to again miss the apex. It's okay. It's okay. He got a late apex, got the traction down. He's going to keep the gap to the 79 car behind through turn 12. One more time. They need to get it right. Big cut for the 89 car. Puff of smoke as he gets the car airborne. Calleja takes a tight line, gets on the brakes, and I think that's about all she is going to have wrote.
Mrak he's close enough, but
yeah. So
great.
Abizander, Calleja, Mrak come across the line as quick as you can say it, even quicker than Gasparak will take on third, Jack Kowalski fourth, Dermot Gantart fifth position. Sixth will be Pablo Lopez Garcia with Nicholas Paletti behind Tim Schaefer in the end. A lowly eighth position, but a very hard fought for eighth position and very well deserved. We have to wait.
He's been on the points in every race.
Absolutely. So then Klemen Sedjusak, Neven Andriusevich, and Nick Stepanenko will come across the line to round out the top 12, and then a big gap, and then there's 4 cars for the 88 of Vlasenkov, Solar, Sorlowski, and Biraud. Sokolowski.
And based on the provisory positions, but I don't think anything is going to change because they've driven so clean, Mrak has won the championship. Of course, helped by Marc Carol racing in real life and therefore not being able to be here. And we are very envious of you, Marc. So...
Yes. Absolutely.
In any case, Mrak has won the championship as far as we can see, and we don't think that any penalties are coming his way, or Abizandas or Callejas.
No, absolutely incredible racing from the head of the field and all the way down. This track has absolutely played to the Clio's strengths as far as their raceability is concerned. There have been flips, there's been incidents and accidents, but nothing could take away from the absolutely incredible racing that we've seen tonight.
Next week, we're gonna be at Alton Park for the last race of this Russell Cup. For now, the Russell Cup is gonna come back, of course.
And it is the island circuit that we will be running around. For those of you who are familiar with the UK's Nürburgring, which means we won't be taking in the banked corner at the end of the international circuit. We will be cutting through the hairpin and negating the first of the chicanes as they come back towards the national circuit.
In any case, even if next week it's the last race, it's not gonna be the last race that we're gonna share with the ASRC, and it's not gonna be the last race that we're broadcasting here. So keep watching our news, keep faithful to us, like, subscribe, and if you want to help us grow, go to patreon.com/romrom and become a patron. No, patron, exactly.
Patron. Yeah. Patreon.com/romrom.
In any case, any last words from you?
I think I've already said everything I possibly could. The racing here is, as always, absolutely top-notch. Brilliant respect from all concerned. Drivers, if you are watching this late into the broadcast, I doff mine hat to all of you. Absolutely incredible driving. A role model for all of sim racing, and I can't wait to bring it home to Alton Park for the final round.
And from me, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium. Bye.
Bye.